For the Ice and Flame Part 5 Tempest Trials, we didn't get to see Ascended Legion, but we did get to fight Thorr. Thorr has been around for a long time now, but this is the first time she's been a unit in the game. She's a flying axe user, and her data mine enemy stats show her as a pretty min-max low speed unit, so kinda like Altina. Naturally, Thor's weapon is the War God Mjolnir, and despite being classified as an axe, it is effective against army units. It also accelerates specials and at start of combat, if Thor is healthy, she gets +6 attack, inflicts -6 attack, and gets a free follow-up attack. If she is by herself, she also neutralizes the foe's field buffs. Pretty solid weapon all around. To be honest, despite being the Tempest boss, I wouldn't exactly expect Thorr to be playable just yet. She could easily just be a boss character here, and maybe they're saving Ascended Legion for the finale in part 6, which has been confirmed to be in December next month. According to the leaks, which I talked about in my Ninja banner video, apparently Ascended Legion is a thing. It seems obvious since she's supposed to fight Fjorm, but who knows what is happening with this plotline. We'll just have to wait and see. As for the actual rewards, as usual, if you earn up to 50,000 points, you can get up to 42 orbs, 11,000 feathers, and 80 sacred coins. It's November now, so you can get Ephemera 11 divine codes and an earth blessing for legendary fae. For sacred seals, this time we have attack and res form and ward beast. Our reward unit would then be Ninja Shamir, who is going to be an extremely popular unit despite not exactly doing anything super new. You can get a 4-star and 5-star copy, and we'll talk about her later on. First, we got our 2 new sacred seals to discuss. Attack and res form 3 states if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grant attack and res +X during combat. X is going to be equal to 2 times the number of allies within 2 spaces, and you add +1 to that. You can get a max of +7 attack and res, and that's going to be 3 nearby allies. For the most part, farm skills are the in-between for bonds and solo skills. They are mainly focused on defensive play because you do need to keep multiple allies nearby. I think they are definitely solid sacred seals with the potential for +7 stats, and it's nice to have for various scenarios. If you want, you can stack it with the A-slot version, and Holland Sophia did just bring it herself. It's not exactly the most amazing A skill since there are a lot more powerful abilities there, but the option is there for a somewhat cheaper build. I think it's worth the sacred coins for upgrading, but definitely not a high priority if you're short on coins. We are coming up on Christmas and New Year's, which means back-to-back Tempest Trials potentially. If you aren't upgrading anything immediately, it may be worth holding on to those coins in case we get something really spicy. Moving on to our second seal, we have Ward Beast. Grants +4 defense and res to beast allies within 2 spaces during combat. Another emblem team buff, and this is the defensive AoE buff for beast units. Obviously, you're going to get more value if you run more beast units, and Rayson is going to have Fortified Beast in the C slot, which is the +6 defense and res beast emblem field buff. That could give the team +10 defense and res if you're looking for a support build. Obviously, this is pretty niche, so not exactly the craziest sacred seal. The C-slot version is also only on 5-star units, so it's pretty tough to stack 2 of them. One of those units is Ranulf, who has a supportive weapon on his kit, so maybe if or when he gets it refined, double Ward Beast stacking could be fun. Luckily, Ward Beast requires no upgrades, so you can save your coins. Once you get it, you're good to go.
I've been told that this is what ninja wear. It might take some getting used to. Everyone is distracted by the festival. Should make my job much easier.
Let's now talk about Ninja Shamir. She's an Axe Infantry unit, and I honestly don't really need to say much about her because she's very similar to Ninja Hana from last year. Ninja Hana has been extremely popular +10 merge project for the past year, and Shamir basically can do all the same things. Pirate Lifis is also in the same vein. However, Shamir is going to have extra BST because she is a Gen 6 unit. For stats, Shamir is going to have 42 HP, 37 attack, 40 speed, 31 defense, and 32 resistance. 40 base speed and defense and res over 30 is pretty good, and Shamir has a speed super boon. This unit will have a lot of build freedom, and she already has a lot of examples to follow. For weapon, Shamir has the Shuriken Cleaver Plus. This is just the inheritable axe version of the other Ninja Brave weapons from the banner. It has 9 might and inflicts -4 defense and res on the user. If you initiate combat, you can attack twice, and if you're faster than the foe, you get extra on-hit damage equal to 50% of the difference between speed stats. This has a cap of +4 true damage. So, Shuriken Cleaver is just like the Ninja Naginata and Ninja Yumi. It's a brave weapon, but gets extra damage if you're faster than the opponent. You need to outspeed them by 8 speed to get the full +4 damage, and this can really be great against tankier or slower enemies. You're gonna lose -4 defense and res, but more importantly, this weapon does not have the -5 speed penalty of the normal Brave Axe. Hana's Ninja Masakari from last year granted +4 speed, so technically it still has its uses. Shuriken Cleaver is going to be great for damage potential though, although you're going to need to win those speed battles by a decent bit. Back to Shamir's base kit, she's going to come with Glimmer as her special. This is fine, but she is running a lower might weapon, and the on-hit damage from the Shuriken Cleaver does not get added to the Glimmer calculations. Shamir also has attack and speed 2 as her A skill, which is honestly kind of just insulting at this point. Luckily, Shamir does have another skill, attack and speed 03. This skill gives the user +5 attack and speed just for starting the turn next to an ally. It is a very simple self-buffing skill. It's not the craziest C skill, but for a free heroic girl unit, it's a super nice freebie. Unfortunately, Shuriken Cleaver is also a good weapon, and you're not going to be able to get both of these skills at the same time when you're inheriting. Shamir is also a good unit, so you got some choices to make. She's definitely a valuable unit to have in your barracks. With all that said, technically Shamir's base kit does work together. She really just wants more attack and speed for the brave attacks, and that's exactly what she has. Obviously, we could do better, but the Cleaver plus attack and speed ult combo is a really good starting point. If you want to merge Shamir, which is not a bad idea, then for her neutral nature, she gets +1 HP, attack, and speed. She does have that speed super boon, but with the Ascendant Florets, you can pick plus attack and plus speed if you so desire. With 42 HP, 31 defense, and 32 res, Shamir is in a really solid spot for merging. She can go hard into offense, or you can just get pretty bulky while retaining good speed. Now let's take a look at Shamir's Axe Infantry Competition. For free-to-play Hero Grail units, I keep bringing up Ninja Hana because Shamir is really just Hana with extra BST. She has more base stats, but with Dragon Flowers, Hana does pull ahead with 1 HP or +1 HP and +1 speed. Shamir is going to have more defense and res though, but honestly they are practically the same unit. Pyrolyphus is another choice, but he does focus on his HP stats instead of res. Liphus is perfectly fine too, but he suffers from coming at the end of a BST generation, whereas Ninja Hana came out near the start. She also came out almost a whole year ahead of him. Now, we also have Shamir, so really Liphus kind of got screwed. All three of these units are great for multiple roles on a team. Their high speed is really nice to work with, and the older units just lose out on a lot of stats. If you're interested, Linus did get his new Fang de Basilicos with a refine. He could be a fun pick if you're looking for a Berserker type unit. In terms of the summonable options, well, you mainly have Echidna and Raven if you're looking for a faster Axe Infantry type unit. Echidna could be fun once she gets a unique weapon and refine, but generally speaking, the current 3 Speedy Hero Grail options are just so fantastic, assuming you have the resources. In terms of builds, I am going to be just repeating myself a bit because, well, Shamir is like Melkorin or Shinon from the banner, or just Ninja Hana herself. We got a brave weapon that rewards you with more damage if you outspeed the foe, so Shamir just wants to stack more attack and speed. Please grab anything besides attack and speed 2, and you can keep attack and speed ult for a simple self-buffing skill. So Sparrow is the general skill to grab since Shuriken Cleaver is a player phase only weapon anyway. You can go with Life and Death or an attack and speed solo seal. Desperation, once again, can be a cheap B skill option and would let Shamir land her 4 attacks if left unchecked. Hit and Run is a classic B skill for brave weapons if you want a retreat option, and a breaker skill can sort of act like a budget version of No Follow Up. You essentially force that enemy type to tank your quad attacks, and this can be dangerous with lots of bonus attack. Shamir is fast enough to get the full +4 damage from the Cleaver against really slow foes, but it's nice to extend that to fast units too. If you aren't that concerned, you can just go with double Death Blow and try to finish the job in 2 hits. Defense Smoke can be good with a Dancer, and Flashing Blade can also work if you're looking for a faster special procs. If you have more premium skills, then Shamir can run any of the builds Ninja Hana has been using. With Shuriken Cleaver, you can go with Swift Sparrow 3 or Surge Sparrow. Low speed and defense gets you a lot of damage output, but no follow-up forces slower units to face quad hits. We discussed the Flash and Blade 4 builds in the last video, and Shamir can run them as well. You can stack the true damage on hit with the Shuriken Cleaver, and you can use this with something like Gale Force and Times Pulse to make a second assault. If you are concerned about absolutely getting a quad attack, you can swap to Hana's Ninja Masakari for the extra plus for speed. It's fine, especially if you don't need the extra on-hit damage. Another speed-focused weapon is the Sprinky Axe from Spring Soleil. This grants plus 5 attack and speed and nullifies attack and speed debuffs. Really good weapon if you want to challenge the fastest units out there. Of course, if you're gonna go that route, dodge B skills are a natural pickup, and attack speed menace is also really good with that. You can even use something like Close Call with the Shuriken Cleaver as an upgraded hit and run. Lots of fun combinations available. If you prefer a more bulky build, the good old deck Swabber from Pirate Daros has been a common pick. It is a solo based weapon, but inflicts -5 attack and defense debuffs and disables attack and defense field buffs on the foe, which can make Shamir quite bulky, especially with her 30+ base defense and res. Violin has brought the Unbound Axe Plus, which is the exact same weapon, so if you prefer an actual axe instead of a broom, you can go with that. It's even green to match Shamir's color scheme. While these weapons are great with double solo skills, you can also run them with distant counter. We got distant stance and distant pressure now if you want extra stats. You can also use Spurn as your dodge skill since it can give a little extra damage on special procs. Another fun weapon is the Pledgian Axe from Pledgian Milk Chris. It requires attack and defense debuffs, and that's why it pairs perfectly with attack and defense menace. Absolutely gross setup when it all works. If you want cooldown, the Huge Fan is an option, but Shamir can run skills like Steady Breath or Special Spiral. There are many inheritable axes on the table, with a lot being free to play accessible. Baltus recently brought us the Instant Axe if you want a mini sturdy impact effect. There is even the Love Candelabra from Grim Zealot if you want a support build for whatever reason. If you want a +10 Shamir, you can have an absolute field day with build options. Overall, this is a decent Tempest Trials. Sacred Seals are okay, with Attack and Res form being pretty good if you got extra coins. Ninja Shamir is a really fantastic reward unit with some nice skills, but she is basically another Ninja Hana, and we already had this with Pirate Lithis. Shamir does make her way into the next BST generation at least, and her Brave weapon is different from Hana's, although both are pretty good. I'm a bit disappointed they didn't go with a different weapon type for this year's Ninja Heroic Grail unit, but it's not like Shamir is bad. If you already built Ninja Hana, then Shamir may not be that enticing to spend more Heroic Grails on. You could run a different build since they're both so flexible, so that is a plus if you like both characters. Despite Hana's abundancy, I would still bet we're going to see a lot of +10 Ninja Shamirs running around in the next year. That 3 houses popularity is certainly strong. Let me know your thoughts on our new Sacred Seals and Shamir. Have fun using her, and she is definitely worth having around for her skills as well. That's it for this video, and we'll finish up this update next time with this month's Ephemeral Common Manuals. See you then.